Ladies and gentlemen, the US stock market broke all-time high yesterday and is set to go even higher. And there were bad news that actually broke out between the trade war of US and Canada. And meanwhile, in the Singapore economy, things start to loom not so good. And let me update on all these things and what it means for all of you. Remember to watch until the end as I give you my interpretation of what we should do. So the S&P 500 has broke an all-time high, and that's despite Donald Trump's turmoil of their tariff war is still lingering. So the index have regained all the lost ground that's happened over the fierce dip here. And as we see Donald Trump unfolding all the tariffs coming back again, the stock market continue to go up and ramping up high. The NASDAQ hit an all-time high again, and from a previous record right now, it has hit an all-time high and is set to go even higher. And that's good news for all of us who are holding a lot of US stock. And a lot of you ask me, Mr. Lu, can I buy right now and things like that, right? So I think it's a very difficult question to answer. I would say that, the NASDAQ and S&P 500 has a history of 50 to 100 years of continuously climbing, but you got to ask yourself, why are you buying only when it has hit an all-time high? Okay, so I think that's something we ought to reflect to. So Donald Trump has suddenly ended all U.S. trade talks with Canada because Canada, for some strange reason, implemented a digital service tax. And this digital service tax is set to be imposed across many tech firms, and they are retrospective, meaning that they not just tax now and moving forward, they will tax backward as well. That means over the years, for I think 2 years or something like that, they will try to charge you back whatever has been lost. So I think this is a very unusual tax. So Donald Trump said that US is immediately terminating all discussion with trade with Canada, and we'll let Canada know the tariff they'll be paying to do business with USA within 7 days period, right? So, uh, and the path looking forward for Canada doesn't seems to be very good, and the stock market actually went to a dip, and then they later realized, yeah, it's only Canada, forget it. They continue to break new high again. So Donald Trump has still insist on his 9th of July as the cutoff for all new trade deals with all the major trading blocks. And although the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had hinted that the deadline could slip to Labor Day, which is in September. But Donald Trump said it must be July. So it'll be somewhere between 9th of July to September. So if September is very long, right? So he's basically saying that if 9th of July don't come, it'll be 3 months later. So uncertainty is terrible. So right now, the U.S. trade tariff is not doing well, and this could be something that is going to cause a lot of chaos between the two countries. Take note, the US could suffer a bit because the Canadians normally make out 30% of all international travelers to Las Vegas and Nevada, and recent data actually show that in Las Vegas is full of Las Vegas and Nevada is full of casino. It shows that the gaming doesn't mean play games. This gaming means casino. And the airport traffic is actually coming down as Canadians' arrival goes down. Okay. So we shall see what will continue to happen in this space. Farmers already lost the soybean market to Brazil in the earlier China trade war fight. Corn and beans are now oscillating daily on tariff headline, and it's described as a roller coaster. So things doesn't look very good between the two countries. I think Canada will hurt a lot more than US. So right now there's a mixed White House signal. Uh, well, the question right now is that when is all the tariffs going to be firm up? Is it 9th of July or Labor Day in September? So it's hard to say. And right now there's a looming Canadian only tariff that keeps market and cross-border industry in limbo. And as the rest of the world, rest of the world are still continue negotiating. Canada linked sectors, fertilizers, farm inputs, and Las Vegas tourism brace for higher costs and weaker demand. So let's now digress a little bit and take a look at some Singapore job market results that's just been announced. So unemployment start to inch up in first quarter 2025 as jobs slow down. So Manpower Minister actually came and made some announcement. The Manpower Ministry is closely watching a basket of indicators to see whether the US tariff is going to have impact on us. So the overall employment in Singapore has rose slightly from 1.9 to 2%, okay, over the last quarter. Now, of course, 0.1% ain't that strong, but it does shows an increase. And the data also shows that the labor market continue to grow, but grow at a much slower pace. So it is in Q4 last year, it was about 7,700 jobs increase. Now it's only 2,400. Now we haven't reached a case where job actually decrease, so it's not so bad. But some level of weakness is now showing in the job market. So Manpower Minister Tan See Leng actually said that the Economic Resilience Task Force will be ready to announce some measures by Q3 2025 once they review more ways to help businesses and workers navigate uncertainty. And you know that could mean a lot of training, okay, and retraining for mature workers, probably by people of my age, okay. And right now, you know, he also highlighted that something that I've always been said, right? Businesses in Singapore is now kind of slowing, so everybody is kind of adopt a wait and see posture. So many of the businesses have adopted a wait and see posture to the tariff situation. They cannot make a decision easily because you don't know whether to hire or not to hire, to expand or not, or to contract, because the tariff situation is very fluid. 1 minute, you know, President Asia will say, you know, there's a high tariff. 1 minute he say no more, 1 minute say in between. 1 minute he threatened again, 1 minute he pull back, 1 minute you are my friend, 1 minute you are my enemy. This kind of situation very difficult for businesses to adopt, make major decisions. So, you know, most businesses are just doing a wait and see approach. There is a decline in the residents' employment in the professional services and the infocom sector. I would say the mild decrease in residential jobs is not surprising because high labor participation and employment rate is really here. Now, before we just start concern that jobs are being snatched by foreigners and things like that, yeah, this growth in non-residential jobs are led by work permit holders in bus drivers, truck drivers, and very few Singaporeans want to do this kind of job. There was an increase in overall unemployment, 2.9% to 3.1% for citizens. Citizens unemployment gone up by 0.2%. And for residents, that means people are staying here, I assume that includes both Singaporeans and non-Singaporeans, is 2.8 to 2.9. So Singaporeans actually unemployment rate seems to go up a bit more, and just need recognition of it, okay? However, the increase in unemployment rate, okay, is not so severe if you compare to those big days in the years far, like the Great Recession, global financial crisis, and then of the SARS years and things like that. You know, now I think it's quite okay. Okay, still okay, although it's gone up. Well, senior citizens, 50 to 59, that's my age. I'm considered senior right now. Also experienced an increase in long-term unemployment from 1% to 1.1%, 0.8% to 1% for those above 60 and above. So 60 and above, high chance you get unemployed. That's life, okay? Retrenchment, there is a fall, okay, but rate of residents re-entering employment within 6 months of retrenchment also improved from 58.1% to 60.6%. This is where we want to remind everybody that there is a $500 credit in your SkillsFuture that will expire in December. I hope they will extend it. But I think many of us should go and take advantage of some courses, take advantage of $500 and use it before it's too late. Most Singaporeans of my age has about $5,500 in their SkillsFuture credit. I'm actually trying to work out whether I can work out some schemes to for everybody to learn to learn using a SkillsFuture, but I might not be in time for the $500. So I think the key message is let's not wait for disruption to hit us before we act. So increase our skill sets, prepare for rainy day. Disruptions could happen and we don't want that to happen to us. So let's watch and see. Fortunately, the market is not a crash. It's just turbulence and a small, I would say a small obvious a decline is in the horizon. So it's hard to say. Let's watch on in this space and see what will happen. Thank you for watching. Okay, remember hit subscribe as I catch some of this emerging news and let you know. Thank you and goodbye.